His biological daughter was clinging to life in the ICU. As the city's sole top-tier surgeon capable of saving her, this man chose to stand by and do nothing. Instead, he went to treat his first love's child for a minor case of meningitis. And it all began just hours earlier, on the day his daughter had one foot firmly planted on Harvard's campus. Look closely, this woman thought it was the happiest day of her life. Her brilliant daughter, Cathy, had achieved top honors, and her husband, Alex, had even taken the day off to celebrate with her. But a mysterious phone call plunged her into hell. After receiving a call from a woman, her husband abandoned his own daughter alone on the highway. The next moment, a violent crash echoed through the phone. Her daughter had been in an accident. Rushing to the hospital, she received devastating news. Her daughter suffered severe head injuries requiring surgery within 6 hours. Or certain death. The only surgeon in the city capable of performing the operation was her husband, Alex. She frantically called him, only to be met with cold accusations that she was being unreasonable and seeking attention. Then came the voice of his first love, Jessica, before the call was abruptly hung up. As her daughter's life ticked away, the woman scrolled through social media and stumbled upon intimate photos of her husband with his ex.
It was supposed to be the best day of my life. My daughter Cathy scored 1,570 on her SAT. She could choose any top university she wanted, Harvard or Cambridge. My husband Alex even took time off work specifically to take her out to celebrate. But that evening, one phone call shattered everything. Cathy's voice was trembling. She said her father had received a call from a woman. Then he stopped the car and told her to get out. Now she was alone on the highway and didn't know what to do. I told her to walk away from the speeding cars to stay safe, but the next second, a violent crash exploded through the phone. My daughter has been hit. I grabbed my car keys and rushed to the nearest hospital. When I arrived, Cathy was already in the ICU. The doctor said her head injury was critical. She needed surgery within 6 hours or she wouldn't survive. And the only doctor in the entire city who could perform this surgery was my husband, Alex. I called him over and over. When Alex finally answered, I begged him to come to the hospital. Cathy was dying, but he accused me of making it all up just to get his attention. Then I heard a woman Alex's name in the background. It was his first love, Jessica, and he hung up. When I called back, his phone was off. My daughter's vital signs kept dropping. The doctor told me they gave Cathy emergency medication to keep her alive, but she needed surgery within 3 hours or she would die. I called Alex again and again, but the phone still stayed off. As I was almost desperate, an Instagram notification popped up on my screen. Jessica had posted a photo of her leaning on Alex's shoulder. They were at Central Hospital, 20 kilometers away. Her caption said, "You always come when I need you most." I drove to that hospital as fast as I could. 40 minutes later, I found them on a bench outside the Central Hospital. Alex had his arm around Jessica's waist. I called his name and told him Cathy was in the ICU and she was dying right now. He looked annoyed, shouted at me to stop being dramatic, and called me a jealous stalker. Jessica stood up and told me not to make a scene, but Cathy was in the ICU, barely hanging on. Any second could be her last, but to him, my words meant nothing. He said he was here to operate on Jessica's child and ordered me to stop. Then he turned and headed for the operating room. I reached out to stop him, but Jessica shoved me. My voice cracked as I screamed, "Alex, Cathy is your daughter. Your own child! Please, go back and save her!" But Alex never turned around. He just walked away, step by step, until the doors closed behind him. My body gave out on that cold hospital floor. Then, everything went black. When I woke up, I found myself lying in a hospital bed. My head was spinning, but one thought cut through everything. My daughter was still in the ICU. I stumbled out and found Alex in a ward across the hall. Alex and Jessica were kissing passionately, completely lost in each other. It felt like a knife twisting in my heart. Just then, a weak voice called out from the bed. It was Betty, Jessica's daughter. Alex and Jessica broke apart instantly and rushed to comfort her. They held her hands and smoothed her hair, smiling and cooing at her. They looked like a perfect family of 3. My heart was bleeding. But for Cathy, I had to swallow my pride. I walked in, ignoring the pain in my chest, and begged him to come back with me. But Jessica grabbed his hand first, playing helpless, saying she wanted him to stay a few more days in case her daughter had complications. A nurse nearby finally spoke up. Her child only had mild meningitis. She didn't need a specialist at all. But Alex didn't hear a word. In his eyes, Jessica needed him. I fell to my knees and begged him one last time.
Alex, please, come back. Cathy needs you right now.
Alex looked at me with cold, disgusted eyes.
Stop it! You are completely delusional! How dare you curse your own daughter just to get me to go home?
I'm not lying!
Just then, the doctor called, and I rushed to answer it. I am sorry to inform you. Your daughter is already dead. I collapsed onto the cold hospital tiles, unable to breathe. For a second, Alex looked shocked. He stepped forward, reaching out as if to help me up. But Jessica cut in. She grabbed my arm, pretending to be supportive.
Oh, poor thing.
She sneered, her voice dripping with poison.
But really? Hiring an actor to play a doctor? That's too low.
Alex's face hardened instantly. He grabbed my shoulder, his grip bruising my skin.
Is this a joke to you? You're making up a death notifications just to win?
Something inside me snapped. I screamed and shoved them both with all my strength.
Get away from me!
They stumbled and fell to the floor, looking at me in shock. I didn't look back. I ran to my car and drove like a madwoman, tears blurring the road, speeding all the way to the hospital. But I was too late. I rushed into the morgue, my hands shaking as I pulled back the white sheet. Cathy's face was pale and cold. In her stiff hand, she was clutching a crumpled piece of paper. It was written with her last ounce of strength, the handwriting shaky and weak. Mom, please be happy forever. Don't be sad for me. Reading those words, my heart shattered into a million pieces. I hugged her cold body, pressing the note to my chest, and screamed until my voice broke. I shut myself in Cathy's room for 3 days until Alex finally called. No grief, no guilt, not a single word about Cathy. Just his cold, commanding voice telling me to bring Cathy to his mother's celebration dinner tomorrow. In the background, I heard Betty calling him Daddy. My daughter died alone in the hospital, but he was playing happy family with Jessica and Betty. I wiped my tears and forced out one word. Okay. That night, I made 2 phone calls. The first was to a private investigator.
I needed proof of the affair and a DNA test on Betty.
Second, I contacted Kane, my college classmate, who'd become the city's top lawyer. I asked him to draft divorce papers. The silence in the room was so heavy I could barely breathe. I opened her closet and saw her school uniform hanging there. The faint smell of her lavender detergent hit me, and my knees finally gave out. I sank to the floor, clutching her clothes and sobbing. That's when I saw a corner of a notebook sticking out from under the mattress. It was her secret diary, the place where she hid her heartbreak. My hands trembled as I opened it. Then a photo fell out and landed on the carpet between my feet. It showed Alex and Jessica kissing near the fountain at the mall. On the back, Cathy wrote, "Dad looks happy without us." My chest felt tight, like it was being crushed by a stone. I used to believe Alex loved me, but 3 years ago, after Jessica's divorce, everything changed. He gave her money, comforted her. He was always too busy for us. He missed Cathy's coming-of-age ceremony to be with Jessica, just because Jessica had cut her hand with scissors, a tiny cut. That's when I found out. Jessica mattered more to him than Cathy and I ever did, but I didn't know my daughter knew it too. I thought I was protecting our family, but it only hurts her more. I clutched it tightly to my chest.
Don't worry, baby. I will make both of them pay for it.